Richard III is the most famous English king to be found under a parking lot. After effectively being lost to history for over 500 years, his remains were found by researchers near a church in the regional city of Leicester in 2012. On Thursday, after Britain spent about a week commemorating the last English king to die on a battlefield, his coffin was formally reinterred at Leicester Cathedral in a ceremony attended by members of the current royal family and other dignitaries. Essentially, he had a second burial in a different place to where he was first laid to rest, under that parking lot. But here's the thing that most people want to know. Who was he, and what did he do? Well, the first thing to realize is that much of his reputation actually rests on a fictionalized portrayal of him by Britain's great bard William Shakespeare, who in his play King Richard III characterized him as a tyrannical ruler responsible for a bunch of murders, including those of his two young nephews, who represented a theoretical challenge to the throne. Shakespeare paints a villainous picture of Richard III with a hunched back and various bodily deformities, a really bad guy who was greedy, brutish, and even ugly. However, more recently, scholars have come around to the idea that this account is probably not that accurate. First of all, it's a play, it's drama, and Shakespeare was, after all, looking to tell a gripping story. But perhaps more importantly, the playwright may have been writing to please his Tudor patrons, and it was Henry Tudor, who would later become King Henry VII, who in 1485 defeated the real King Richard III at the Battle of Bosworth. That defeat effectively ended the War of the Roses. Richard III belonged to the House of York. Henry Tudor was from the House of Lancaster. With Richard III's death, Henry Tudor united the two houses and became the first king of the new Tudor dynasty. So, basically, it seems like Richard III drew a short stick. He was only king for 2 years. Academics now think in that short time he probably made some important legislative reforms, for example to the legal system. But, as it happens, a writer with a big imagination, a fine turn of phrase, and possibly a pocketbook motivation gave us a depiction that stuck.